Welcome back to You and Your Uke, and this is the second video about cotton picking. That is to say, how to adapt the guitar style of Elisabeth Cotten for a right-handed 4-string ukulele. And if you've not seen the first video, then do go back and look at that first, because this is very much a follow-up from that. If you haven't got what we've learned before, this will make no sense to you. So I left you with a bit of a challenge to look at playing You Are My Sunshine, which is a simple 3-chord song using basic cotton picking style. And the pick we've been using is that alternating bass from string 4 to string 3. And then interspersing with those strings 2 and 1. There's an F chord. And a quick basic reminder of hand style and hand position. I'm using a thumb pick, which I find much easier, and you may too. It's worth trying. And remembering to keep my hands close to the strings when I'm not actually playing. So let's have a go at You Are My Sunshine. Let's do it in C major. So we're using the chords of C, F, G. And we'll do a few verses. Let's do it at a reasonable pace. You shouldn't really need me to tell you where to change chords on this by now. If you're not sure of it though, have a look at this video, write the chords down, write down where they change, on what words they change, and then rewind and play with us. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed that you were by my side. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. Oh, I hung my head and cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Okay, did you stay with that all right? Excellent. That's fine as far as it goes, but it can get a bit tedious. So we're going to look at playing some melody now, not on that particular tune. We're going to go back to Elisabeth Cotten's Freight Train, and the purpose of this video is to put the melody on top of the bass and the chord patterns that we've already learned. So there are 3 things going on in Freight Train all at the same time. I'm going to put a chord of F there. We know there is the alternating pattern, string 4 and 3. there is the chordal picking. And over the top of those there is the melody, which is overlaid. I'm going to come in closer again, try and play the melody for you with my hand in a slightly odd position so that you can see that I'm still keeping my first finger playing second string and my second finger playing the first string. And I'm going to move my hand out of the way, so I'm likely to make mistakes on this because this is a really unnatural way to play, but just for the sake of showing you where the melody is. And you can see on that last phrase, I'm just doing a slide. Freight train, run so fast. Freight train, run so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on. They won't know what route I've gone. Now, in order to play all of those three things at once, there's got to be a little bit of give and take in this. And I'll show you where it is. So the bass keeps going. There's no change in that. And the melody keeps going. And the chordal picking in the middle of it kind of comes and goes. So I'm going to just play it for you and see if you can hear it, and then we'll look really closely at what's happening and we'll look slowly at what's happening. So. So we can look at freight train as 4 musical phrases. If you like, 2 questions and 2 answers. The first phrase is this. And then the response to that. Then the next phrase. And the answer to that. And throughout those phrases, the bass alternates between string 4 and string 3. That never changes. The melody that we've learned keeps playing. There are no breaks in the melody. We know how it goes, and the tune is played throughout. The chordal picking that accompanies that kind of comes and goes a little bit, because you can't sustain all of those 3 elements entirely at the same time. So the bass is there, 4 and 3. We know that is a routine that keeps going. We know how the melody goes. We know how to play it. we know which fingers are playing which strings and we know where the notes are. And then in between that, we fit the chordal picking in. Let's have a look at those phrases one by one. So here's the first phrase, and we're moving from an F chord down to a C chord. So the bass stays on those strings 4 and 3. The melody that we know goes and the chordal picking fits in around that. Let's do this really slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the second phrase does the opposite. It goes from the C chord back to the F chord. So the bass, still on strings 4 and 3, is now going the melody we know goes and the chordal picking fits in around that. So slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once more, 1, 2, 3, 4. If we put those first two phrases together, then we have this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the third phrase is a little harder because it features what we call a hammer-on. That is to say, you hit an open string, in this case the open C string, and then after hitting that string put your finger down. So we're going to hit an open C and then put the first finger down behind the first fret on that same string. And from there we go back to a bass of 4 and 3 alternating. And the chords we're using are an A and a B flat. So with that hammer and just playing the bass strings, it sounds like this. Once more. We know the melody for this part is and so this possibly, in terms of the left hand fingering, is the hardest bit of the tune. We'll take it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a bit clumsy. I'm going to do it again. And then the fourth phrase goes from an F chord to a C chord back to finishing on the F. So your bass pattern still going 4 string, 3 string. And we know that the melody goes with that nice slide in there. So putting that whole thing together, the last phrase is like this. Gonna play that again, that was quite clumsy. Here we go. One more time. So putting phrases 3 and 4 together, now we have this. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Let's put the whole tune together, first of all slowly and then a little bit more up to tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and... a little bit more up to tempo. So there we are, that's 2 sessions on cotton picking, and I hope at least that you've got the basics of Elisabeth Cotten's style as we've adapted for 4-string ukulele. If you've come at this cold and you've got that, then really well done, because it's not an easy thing to start doing. Trust me, once you have it under your fingers, it'll be there for life, and you'll always be able to go back to it and to use it in all sorts of different ways. It's not about learning something that's written in stone, it's about taking the basics of a style and seeing what you can do with that. So Elisabeth Cotten wrote Freight Train in the early 1900s, but Doc Watson also has recorded that later. Doc Watson's one of the finest guitar players in my opinion, there has ever been on this planet, both fingerstyle and flat picking. If you don't know of his stuff, definitely look him up. Merle Travis and later Chet Atkins have their own kind of country blues take on it. Modern times, Tommy Emmanuel also plays it, who has kind of developed from Merle Travis and Chet Atkins style, and again added his own thing on, and you will find your own way of playing it too. You might want to put chordal runs in, so you might want to put some string bends. You might want to put a kind of fancy blues ending. You might do all sorts of exciting and entertaining things, and I really look forward to hearing them. If anything I've said isn't clear to you, then it's not your fault, it's my fault for not explaining it well. Do get in touch, message me, ask questions, and I will try and sort out anything that I haven't dealt with very well in these two videos. Most of all, take what you can from it, enjoy it, use it to develop your own playing, your own ideas, your own writing, and I will see you all soon. Thank you.